Hello. First of all, I want to thank Matt for the introduction. Realization was kind enough to invite me here to present my project to you. Slight variation on what Matt said. It was the building of a new factory, but it was really the creation of a new company. It was a joint venture, so new management absolutely knew everything, and we did it in 7 months, and it's twice the size of what we were before. We're the largest wire rope and wire manufacturer in Colombia and South America. Our headquarters and first plant is in Bogota. The new plant, the joint venture, is in Santa Marta, which is on the coast. It's an export platform. We currently employ about 500 people, but there's nothing there. There was no gas, there was no electricity, there was no water. It was literally a farm before we got there. So it was quite a challenge. And it wasn't just the construction of the factory, but we had to hire people, train people. We had to put in the IT department. We had to do absolutely everything that we have had and which we consider normal in day-to-day operations of a company for 50 years. We had to create this from scratch using only one administrative structure, which was never designed or had the capacity to manage another company twice as big. So timelines were very aggressive, limited budget. The bank was very clear that we're going to lend you X amount of money. If you go over, that's shareholder responsibility. Synchronization problem. As I mentioned before, we were running our current business, which in itself is a full-time job. We had to approve the designs. There's no cookie-cutter model to how you make a wire factory, so we had to venture out on our own. There hasn't been a wire factory made in the Americas from scratch, 10 to 15 years from any calculation we can manage. We had to pick all the machinery. Implementation of the 3 rules. The first rule, we defined our full kits and we staggered them. Initially, we did this with 8 separate streams, HR, IT, some of which I'll go into later. Then we realized this was still way too much WIP. So we concentrated on 2 production lines, and we did everything around these 2 production lines. One was the PC strand line, and the other one was a galvanizing line. So we took 8 streams, and we made them into 2, and reduced the number of tasks even further. Project plan with third. We changed the measurements around objectives. So typically in Colombia, a contractor is paid, how many bricks you laid. Okay, I was supposed to lay 200, I laid 100, here's 50% of the money. What we tried to do to the extent that we could is focus objectives. So the PC strand line, once they delivered everything that we needed for the PC strand line, we gave them an incentive. So it wasn't, I'm going to put concrete on the floor over there. If I don't need the concrete on the floor over there, don't focus on it. And this helped us align them how we wanted. 20% budget buffer. This was Realization insisted on this, and they were absolutely correct. We needed to have a buffer to deal with emergencies, with firefighting. There was definitely times when it was hard to take 20% and just leave it there and not use it. 20% in a project this size could have meant another 4 machines, could have meant a lot of things that we wanted, but we had to be constrained and leave that there without touching it. The refocus that we did, as I mentioned, move everybody to the PC line. This also, not just taking focus away from the galvanizing line, but everything. No offices, no labs, nothing. Only the production line. So we brought in containers for offices, and right now I still have containers for offices. The line is running, but management and the admin is working from an air-conditioned container while they finish the offices. The labs, we decided we would fly out test samples from Santa Marta to Bogota every day to be tested, even if it's at an extra cost. And a bunch of other work around the washing phase. The raw material, our results, similar projects, well-managed and documented projects in Colombia who have started greenfield projects, 11 months. We planned, our aggressive duration was to do it in 6 months, and I'm very happy to say that next week we should start production. We started around March 15th from scratch, so we're very happy with the result.